You are listening to the new Super Sound Showcase sponsored by Culture Fix. I'm your host, Robert Hodge, and today we are joined by the Jason Cale Band. And you are in for a rare treat because let me tell you what, these guys are, they label themselves as blues fusion, but they are a lot of things, and they're many styles combined into one magnificent integrated sound that is innovative at the same time. So don't go anywhere, settle into your comfy chair and get ready to jam out with us this afternoon. We are grateful to Culture Fix, and we are streaming live on Facebook. You will be able to also see this video professionally shot by our wonderful production expert Jacob Roberts, and it will be up on our website tomorrow, and it will be on YouTube and anywhere Jason Cale Band decides that they need to use it for promotion. So Jason, welcome.
Hi, what is up, WMBG?
Well, yeah, this is not your first time here, but it is the first time we've had the entire band here. This band includes Donnell Smith and Randy Hagan, and we are just happy that you guys are here because this is a big deal.
Thanks,
to have you here. You have been gracing some of the biggest and finest stages in the area, and you are just one of my favorite bands. So I've said all along the benefit of having my own radio show is I call it my favorite bands, and they come in this little tiny room and play just for me. And I am just gracious enough to share it with my listeners. So get ready and let's talk about music. Jason Cale, what is the story behind this ensemble? Because you're involved in several musical projects, but this is the one I think that has a lot of passion from your soul that goes into this one. Tell me about this group.
So I've been freelancing in the area here for the last few years, and I love playing jazz. I play with Russell Scarborough Trio sometimes, and I'll play with Rudd Jazz, doing R&B occasionally. And I've been just kind of kicking around with this group. I started it out as kind of this fusion jazz kind of group, and at St. George Brewery in Poquoson, and so we started out just doing that, and then I started infusing some of my favorite blues rock songs, and then I kind of got the itch to kind of start writing. And I want to say last year when we got asked to play Bay Days, I brought in 2 or 3 new songs for Bay Days that I'd written, and they felt really great. At that time, we had Kenny Murray on bass, and Kenny's been fantastic, and he's in the Air Force, and he's getting ready to deploy. And so I was searching for a new bass player, and had to go through a lot to find Donnell, but we'll get to that.
You know that he's been replaced, right?
Yeah, well...
We're not making a world exclusive, are we?
Well, Donnell is definitely our guy right now.
Awesome.
Yes.
I was at that Bay Days performance.
But we kind of found our sound at that Bay Days performance. We did. We found it, and I want to say I kind of found myself musically. And so, yeah, with this group in particular, I am doing my best to kind of fuse everything I love. I love the jazz, I love fusion, I love R&B, I love gospel, and I love New Orleans funk. And so that's doing my best to kind of fuse it all together in the best way I know how.
Well, yeah. And is it just that you're fusing it all together, or you're trying to confuse it? Because a lot of people look a little shocked because it goes from one extreme to the other.
Yeah,
and that's fun.
Yeah. Well, some of my favorite groups that have had the biggest impact on me musically do that and have done that. So I'm not doing really anything new here. You know, I've always, as with all of us, we are huge Aquarium Rescue Unit fans, and probably not a lot of people have ever heard of Aquarium Rescue Unit, but those are world-class musicians together, in the probably late 80s, early 90s that were together, and now all those guys are spread out and they do their own projects and fusion stuff, but they were doing exactly kind of what I'm doing here, trying to fuse everything together and have fun and keep things interesting.
And I mentioned that you have your hands in a lot of different projects. You are involved in a duo with your wife, and you also perform freelance solo acoustic. And I want to mention the fact that you were just tapped for a pretty big honor. You're going to be opening a series of shows for Sandra Bernhard.
No, I'm not opening up for her.
I thought that's what
I'm playing with her. It's me, Steve Archer, and on drums, fantastic drummer, and I got the call from Steve. And he got my name through a friend, and
so you're actually going to be sharing the stage with us.
Yes.
That's even better. My mistake. I thought you were the opening act.
And then Yeah, and we've got Randall Lawson, who's going to be. He's also the keyboard player with this group.
Okay.
He's going to be playing the piano with us, and we back her up on like 6 or 7 songs, and just have fun.
Is she actually singing?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Have you had a rehearsal yet? Is it
no. Oh yeah. Have we had a rehearsal?
Before.
The 3 of us have gotten together twice, and we're going to be fantastic. And
but, have you heard her sing? I've not.
Yes,
I've not
I have.
Heard her sing.
I have. Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be fun.
Bring her into Super Sound Showcase, and we'll have you back. That'll be kind of cool.
It's going to be fun.
That would be one for the books, wouldn't it? All right. So, what kind of songs do you have in store for us today? What are you going to sing?
Well, I think we'll probably do one of my new favorites that I've written recently called "A Fool Like You."
Okay.
Randy came up with a really cool groove for that, and it just and it's an idea that had been floating around in my head for a while. And it kind of infuses that New Orleans kind of funk kind of style with this kind of rock feel, and it's a lot of fun.
Look out, Bourbon Street! Here they come. I want to hear it.
You want to hear that one now?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
All right.
This minute. I want to hear it. This is Super Sound Showcase, and this is the Jason Cale Band with Donnell Smith, Randy Hagan, and Jason Cale. like that. That is a great song. And what a great performance. I see what you mean. Donnell does bring a lot to the table with that.
Yeah.
That was really incredible. And you know, for those of you listening, when you hear musicians talk about a song that's got a groove, I think that was a perfect example. That one just had a mind of its own. It was walking around the studio. I like that. Fancy drumming too, man.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. Now, what is it about that song that makes you love it so much, Jason? Describe
The
it.
groove.
Huh?
The groove.
Just the groove? Okay.
Groove, and I think it's a very personal song. Again, I tend to write personal lyrics a lot of times, and
what inspired that? What's the story?
just me finding my own musical voice. I feel like
Nice.
this is definitely me,
Yeah.
and so many times, I don't know, you
Were
know.
you
And I
just-
think with a lot of artists, we kind of get in our heads quite a bit,
Right.
and so this is me, you know, telling myself not to get played by a fool like me.
Now, were you at
Don't
all
talk myself out.
were you at all surprised when you found this musical voice that you're referring to and found out it was in such a high key?
Yeah.
That was at the top of the world.
Yeah,
dude.
this is a hard first song to sing. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I've got them loosened up now.
Yeah,
or something.
It should be completely open and ready to fly now. I'm telling you, that was some singing. I liked it, and it was indeed the New Orleans funk. That's a good way to talk about it. So
Yeah.
you know, it kind of made me want to go down and find myself a big old hurricane.
Yeah, man. Get you a daiquiri,
Right?
do the drive-through, and then drive.
Yeah.
I mean, just kidding.
How
Don't
often?
do that.
How often do you find yourself writing? Does that happen all the time?
Yeah. I tend to always fiddling around with ideas whenever I pick up the guitar. I really
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Well, and I know you travel a lot with your business, with your work and stuff. Is that something you do when you're riding around? And
Oh yeah.
You're always thinking
Yeah.
of music. It never stops, I bet.
No.
It seems like, it seems, from what I know of you, it seems like there's a constant parade of beats rolling.
Yeah, and I think another thing that helps with, you know, inspiration is just working with other people, you know, in my studio and when I produce other folks like Tom Dicon or Jeremy Harrell, or you know, if I'm doing Mob Jack Tribe stuff or any other artists that I work with in my studio where I'm producing and recording, they kind of help, you know, influence me in positive ways too, artistically.
Sure. Now, there is an album in the works with the Jason Cale Band. You're talking about a November release, and I know that can fluctuate, but it's on target. Have you started actually recording the tracks?
Yeah, we've got the drum tracks all done. They sound fantastic. Got the bass tracks all done. Sounds fantastic. Guitar parts, I'm kind of rough going. You know, because I'm again, you know, I'm hard on myself, and there's certain things that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, I'm working on this album any spare moment I have, which doesn't seem like a whole lot of time these days, but
No kidding.
I do feel like I left enough time to hopefully live with it over the summer.
Sure.
Once I get everything tracked, and
If you are a regular listener of WMBG, you may recognize Jason's name because actually, as far as I know, and I'll go back and research and do some fact checking, but I believe that you are the only artist that has appeared on Super Sound Showcase that has one of your recordings in regular rotation here on WMBG. There is a song that you probably all love if you've heard it. It's called Just Another Day in Our Lives, and Jason wrote that song and did the recording because the last time he was here, you were here by yourself on my regular radio show. And the owner of the station was so enamored of that song that he wanted it put in rotation right away. And Jason made us a record that we have been playing for a number of months now. So,
and I'll probably I eventually I'm still new with my website, you know, but I have a website, jasoncalemusic.com, and I've been thinking about putting that song up there and just donating funds. Whoever wants to purchase it can go maybe to, you know, a positive, you know.
That's a wonderful idea.
A positive place.
Well,
I'll just leave it there.
Artists who turn into philanthropists are a great thing and a wonderful breed. So I think
I appreciate you guys here at WMBG playing that song, and yeah, it was very humbling to have the director of the station like it
I
that
know
much.
it.
So
No,
it's
he's not
good.
just a director. He owns the place. No, it ain't no a director. No, the owner came in here and he said, put that in rotation. And I said, I don't think he's recorded it yet. He goes, well, use the recording you made today because I want it. And I was like, well, all right. That's awesome. So we got it in there pretty fast because Jason went right in the studio and dove into that project wonderfully. And I like it very much. So now, what do we have next on the books?
You know what? Let's do. We're gonna do a kind of a more delicate song.
Okay.
When I'm Missing You is the name of this song, and yeah.
Another original tune?
Yeah, this is another new original. We haven't played it out. I don't think we might have only played it out one other time. So we haven't played it that much. So.
And never before on the radio, right?
No, and so
Okay,
who knows
so
what's
world
going to happen.
premiere.
Hopefully
I like
I
it.
don't
I like
screw
when
it
we
up.
get an exclusive. Here it is. This is the Jason Cale Band, and you are listening to Culture Fix's Super Sound Showcase on WMBG.
Through all this madness, she's still by my side. When I'm in darkness, she holds up a light. Been wandering around this town, still looking around for something new to do. Wishing she was here, still after all these years. What's a man to do when I'm missing? Her love is boundless when I'm falling apart. Endless desire when I don't have a heart. Been wandering around this town, still looking around for something new to do. Wishing she was here, still after all these years. What's a man to do when I'm missing you? There was a place I'd always run to for escape. She came in and she said, not you worry that the rain has gone today. Been wandering around this town, still looking around for something new. Wishing she was here, still after all these years. What's a man to do when I'm missing?
I'm Missing You. I like that one. I'd never heard that before. So, you know what? We are listening to the Jason Cale Band on Super Sound Showcase, and we're going to hear from a couple of sponsors. But if you are tuned in to Facebook Live on our WMBG page, we will continue our coverage while the commercial is running on the radio, and we will be right back for one last segment with Jason Cale Band. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are back with Super Sound Showcase. We are in the studio with Jason Cale Band, and they are one of my favorites. Jason is a long-term professional musician. His history is so varied, and we've covered that on his other segments, but you can certainly go look at jasoncalemusic.com, and you can learn more about this great musician. And he is joined by Donnell Smith and Randy Hagan. They are the Jason Cale Band, and there is a keyboard player who's not here today.
Yeah, Randall.
Right?
Randall, yeah.
Okay, well, it's unfortunate that he couldn't be here for this auspicious moment when we document your greatness, and I wish that he had been part of it. But in the meantime, we have one last song remaining for today's segment, and what is that song? Tell me about it.
All right, this is an old song that I've kind of rehashed, and yeah, we're making it our own, and so it's like a new song all over again.
What's the name of it?
It's called Jump In.
Okay, I like that. Let's jump in. I like that one a lot. It's a shame you don't really feel it, though. That is an understatement to say the least, because you are just about the most musical person I know. Because it's every inch of your body and soul is in that music.
Thank
and
you,
I love
man.
that about
Thank
you.
you.
That's one of the things that I think it first attracted me to your performances. So by all means, I'm happy to present you on Super Sound. Thank you guys for being here. This has been a memorable episode.
Thank you for having us.
Well,
Thank y'all for
absolutely.
having
I'm
us.
sure it won't be the last time. This is the new Super Sound Showcase. I am your host, Robert Hodge, and we, as always, are indebted to Culture Fix, our sponsor, and to the staff here at WMBG. Stephanie Grogan is running our stream today, and Jacob Roberts does a marvelous job producing the video every week that you all enjoy. It's always one of the most popular things. So tomorrow, you should be able to find it not only on WMBGradio.com, but also on YouTube and anywhere else that Jason Cale deems it worthy of publicity. So perhaps on JasonCaleMusic.com, go look at his site, look for the new CD from the Jason Cale Band, and support them when you see them coming to a club near you. What's your next show, Jason?
Our next show together as a band is going to be May 5th at Froggy's in Virginia Beach.
Cinco de
delicious
Mayo,
food.
there should be some booze flowing.
It's a delicious food. They're doing a big kind of festival thing. It's
Okay.
like she's calling it, I think, Cinco de Derby Gras or something like
Oh,
that.
gosh.
Like because
Kentucky
Kentucky
Derby.
Derby's going on. Yeah,
Ooh,
Cinco de
maybe
Mayo.
maybe the special
and then
should
we're
be
gonna
horse
bring,
tacos.
and then we're gonna bring our, our own style of music over there. So it's gonna be a fun day.
All right, well,
But
where's
all my
that?
shows are on JasonCaleMusic.com. You can just
Okay, go
to the
look for
shows
them.
there.
And we are out of time for today, but it has been a pleasure and it's been a fun afternoon. So I will be back tomorrow with your show at noon. Do not miss it.